Welcome to the Spiritual Warrior Lectures, and today's topic is going to be on spiritual protection. So I'm slowly going to just go into this subject. I feel like it's needed right now in today's world. We need spiritual protection. We need a lot of faith and trust in our daily process. So I wanted to share some of these tips that I learned, that I teach, usually reserved for more advanced students, but I feel like it's time to share some of these techniques out there for the world. So, and if you're really interested, then you can go ahead and send me a message and I can email this to you. Send me your email. So one of the most important things you can do for spiritual protection is your posture. So in medical Qigong, we always begin with posture. So later, when a student starts training with me, they learn the 18 rules of posture, and this is the way that you look at your feet, and you come up through every section of your body, your knees, your hips, your tailbone, your spine, your stomach, your chest, your back, your shoulders, your head, your neck, so then you can put yourself in the right posture. And when you're lined up in the right posture, you channel, you could say, higher evolutionary thoughts. And this is the way to connect with whatever faith that you might belong into. And even if you don't have a faith, it's still kind of like the source of your ancestral knowledge. So there's always a way to feel like you could connect. And one of the most important things that we can say is the 3 invocations. So the 3 invocations are the idea of creating a sacred space wherever you are. So the idea of the first invocation is that you reach up and you root the divine within yourself. So once the divine is rooted within you, then you can move and you can then ask for this space to be cleared. And when the space is cleared, you're like clearing, let's say, your whole house. You're clearing this space. Only divine truth can be here. When you say it, therefore you manifest it. Only divine truth can be here. From holy place to holy place, make this room, this space, thy holy place. Anything that you say with conviction is basically the power that we all have within our voice. And then the third invocation is to then form a golden shield around yourself within this space. So you have like a protective area, your house, and then within your practice, you do this third invocation. And this is very important when you're going to do meditation, or if you're going to do oracles, or study, or you're going to practice Qigong or Tai Chi. And we were taught to do this even before listening to and doing lectures. To create this sacred space, so maybe only like divine knowledge can be channeled within the sacred space. There is some stones that you can use also for spiritual protection. A couple favorites are shungite. Is made with carbon, and that is very powerful protection. People carry teknite or tiger's eye, black agate, smoky quartz. These are sometimes people like will hold a stone, and when they feel negative energy, they kind of like transmute it into the stone, and they can grip the stone really tight in your pocket. Someone's giving you like negative energy, you can put it into the stone, and then you take it out to nature and you wash it off. So this is some ways to use stones. And then some other ways to use stones, and just think about metals, is like silver. At one time, people thought silver, this is where silver comes from, like killing werewolves or vampires, is because silver was used as like antimicrobial, so it was put in water and things like that to kill germs. They thought when you got sick, maybe a spirit was in you. So as they used silver, this is the idea that silver could ward off like vampires or werewolves or demons and like things like that. Okay, and then incense. Now, a lot of people use sage as a great incense, and they do house blessings. But sage in Native American tradition clears everything. So after you use sage and you clear your space or your house, very important then like sweetgrass or some other like copal or other type of frankincense that you might connect with to kind of invite, you could say, the good spirits back into your space. Another way to look at herbs is herbs have energy also, right? Like a cactus has like an aura of protection. So you can ask a plant to have like protective energy. So you can, find a nice cactus out in nature, and you can offer it a little bit of water and say that you're going to use it for medicine, and prick one of those little cactus and then put it in a pouch and wear this as like a form of protection energy to protect yourself against psychic attacks and other people's energy coming at you all the time. Now, one thing I want to clarify here, again, if you're interested in this and you want the whole sheet, then send me your email and I'll send it to you. Or message me and I'll get your email and send it to you. Is the difference between possession and oppression. A lot of times people in the world will think that they're possessed or other people are possessed. But really what's happening is people are oppressed with their own negative thinking. So in old Taoist texts, you'll come across negative, like you'll come across like these evils, or they, that they thought were demons. And when you really learn that what they thought was like negative thoughts were like evil, or like negative thoughts were like demons and possessed in their mind. So this is a form of oppression and not possession. A couple other things that people can do is wear white clothing. The white cloak that doctors wear actually comes from the ancient medical Qigong traditions of healers that would wear white clothing to protect their organs from the darker energies of other people less healthy than them. So they'd wear these white gowns or these white cloaks in order to ward off any lower vibrations coming into their body. And today a lot of these things are being proven, like clothing, for example, is, linens and hemp fabrics are a lot better for you for sure than wearing any type of synthetic fabrics, which can actually absorb into your body. So now they're discovering yoga pants and things like that are actually filled with chemicals and absorbing into your body, leaching into your body every day. The next thing, of course, is to purify your area and keep your house nice and clean. All these you can go down rabbit holes and keep talking about. Go to places that are grounding and supportive, like community centers and things like that, like-minded people, to ground yourself. You don't always want to go to nature, of course, by yourself, and if you're feeling like really heavy by yourself, because sometimes people can then go and they can get kind of like sucked into more depression. So it's better to go to like an open space, like a park where there's more people around if you're feeling low, and let that vibration of people walking around uplift you. And a couple little things from Qigong. One of the most important things that I learned from my teacher was when we were all really young, he said, how many of you sleeping at night but waking up tired? And it was like everyone in the room like raised their hand. And so the first thing that he really taught us was to just do this like energy casting or cocooning and wrapping yourself up in this cocoon. Just feeling like you're wrapping yourself in this cocoon. And once you wrap yourself in this cocoon, then you can sleep well and you're less likely to, astral project or have like nightmares and dreams and things of that issues. So this is a really good way just to like conserve your energy, is to wrap yourself like in a basic cocoon. Yeah, nice. Now later in medical Qigong, we learn really advanced ways to wrap ourselves in a cocoon, where we bring a ball out and spiral it down into the earth star and then up to the soul star and back around, and then feel that energy in with like space, and then that radiates out through our body, and then we sleep in this like beautiful cocoon, and you usually don't have any dreams then, unless you're doing something, you're asking your hun or certain parts of your mental aspects to go out and bring back you information. So then you go into a deeper sleep without dreams, and you wake up very rejuvenated and you wake up protected. And then there's other ones that are in medical Qigong, like even just visualizing colors in your auras. So you visualize white and then blue and then red, and this can like purify your space of like negative thinking or lower vibrations in your atmosphere. And then ultimately we go into what's called Renrazong, where we learn to bring out like these spiritual or characteristic aspects of ourself, these totems. And then as we supercharge these totems, then they learn to stay around us, and they can even protect our house, and they just kind of leave you in a protective bubble against negative thinking. Like, I really feel like I do not feel negative thinking. Very rarely do I feel anything negative coming into my space. And it's been like that for many years. The next is a command statement. Something that you can do, that we're taught to do every night as medical Qigong practitioners to clear our energy. So the command statement is like we're breaking these contracts, or we've took on vows and commitments and things that really no longer serve our higher purpose. So we want to say that we dissolve and resolve all vows, commitments, and contracts that no longer serve our higher purpose, to be dissolved and resolved into the light. And then you can clap 5 times, and this helps disperse the energy, so you're not held to these vows anymore. So this is a really, really powerful form of protection, actually, is the command statement. Okay, and a couple other little things here. I'm trying to keep it around 15 minutes on this first one here. So the next one would be mantras. You know, asking or doing prayers and mantras, of course. This is one of the oldest forms of not only protection, like doing a protection mantra, but of course of healing, is like mantras that the original healer did prayers for you every day, and you paid him a little fee every month, and then he every day he said, "You are healthy," and he said your name. And maybe he, even if he was really good, he stopped by your house and checked on you, see what you were eating, and made sure that your life was nice and healthy, you know, and try to inspire you. And every day he thought good thoughts about you. And if you, for whatever reason, became unhealthy, you would stop the payment until you would become healthy again. So it would be in his best interest to make you healthy again. So if the oldest medicine is healing prayers, and of course the oldest forms of protection is asking for protection. Whatever your faith is, may God protect me. You know, may God protect this space. You know, asking for protection. One thing I'll share with kind of like a way to look at some of the chants is one of the most widely used chants in the world is the Om Mani Padme Hum. And really, you know, some people will decipher that and say it's a chant to like Kuan Yin, to become more compassionate. But the other way to look about it is like this is a 6-syllable vibration. As you chant this, your body vibrates and purifies your thoughts and your mind. So when you do chants, Tayatayom Bakaje Bakaje Maha Bakaje Raja Samagade Soha. Right? These chants are filled with consonants and vowels and frame power, and they change the atmosphere, and they change the vibration, and they change your thinking. So sometimes it's not always good to translate some of these older chants from Sanskrit into English. It's better just to look at what they really do. And so that chant, which is the most widely used chant in the world, is the Om Mani Padme Hum, is the one that can really purify your mind and protect your mind from these evil thoughts or these demons that we might have in our world. And sometimes we, of course, we create our own negative thoughts by watching TV, watching other people, getting sucked into social media. So I hope this first talk on the spiritual warrior protection can offer some value for everybody. And if you have any questions, concerns, then send me a message, and I will, you know, love to answer that. All right, hope you guys are having a great day. Low hand salute out. This represents the flame or the base. This represents my life, and then as I light this flame in my heart, I pass on this light to the next generation. Thank you.